Hello students, welcome back once again. Today we are going to discuss about Unit 13 Hydrocarbons. First of all, let us discuss about classification of hydrocarbons. Depending upon the types of carbon-carbon bonds present, hydrocarbons can be classified into three main categories. That are saturated hydrocarbons, unsaturated hydrocarbons, and aromatic hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons contain carbon-carbon and carbon-hydrogen single bonds. For example, in ethane, if you look at all the bonds between carbon to carbon as well as carbon to hydrogen are single bonded. They are called saturated hydrocarbons. Whereas if carbon atoms form a closed chain or a ring, they are termed as cycloalkanes. Aromatic hydrocarbons are a special type of cyclic compounds. Here you could see some of the examples of cycloalkanes, which includes cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane, as well as cyclohexane. Unsaturated hydrocarbons contain carbon-carbon multiple bonds, double bonds, triple bonds, or both. Hydrocarbons can be broadly classified into aliphatic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons, in which aliphatic hydrocarbon contains acyclic as well as cyclic compounds, and they are broadly classified into alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Today in this module, we will be discussing about first category of compounds, that is alkanes. Hydrocarbons having adjacent carbon atoms with single bonded are called alkanes. They are having a general formula CnH2n plus 2. Here we have the homologous series of alkanes. Alkanes start from the first carbon, that is CH4, methane, then ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, and decane. Let us see the nomenclature as well as isomerism in alkanes. Methane, ethane, and propane have only one structure, but higher alkanes have more than one structure. Consider the structure of butane, C4H10. In C4H10, normal case we call it as butane, whereas in the isomeric form it can be 2-methyl propane also, or isobutane. These two structures have same molecular formula but different structural formula, which are known as structural isomers. Let's see the isomers of pentane. Pentane can be normally written as N-pentane or normal pentane, as well as 2-methyl butane or isopentane, 2,2-dimethyl propane. Structural isomers which differ in chain of carbon atoms are known as chain isomers. This we have already learned in the 12th chapter. Now let's move on to the preparation of alkanes, how alkanes are prepared. First one is from the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Dihydrogen is added to alkenes and alkynes in presence of finely divided catalysts like platinum, palladium, or nickel to form alkenes. This process is called hydrogenation. So children, the process is called hydrogenation. So you can understand this process includes the addition of hydrogen into it. So addition of hydrogen into an alkene or alkyne produces alkenes. So first case we have ethane, CH2 double bond CH2 plus H2 in presence of PT, PD or Ni, it produces ethane. Let's take another example. CH3, CH double bond CH2. Propene on hydrogenation produces propane. That is, addition of hydrogen takes place. One more example. Propane, CH3, C triple bond CH plus 2H2 gives CH3, CH2, CH3, that is propane is formed. Next, from alkyl halides, how can be prepared? Alkanes. Alkyl halides on reduction with zinc or dilute hydrochloric acid give alkanes. So this is another method of preparation where alkyl halides on reduction with zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid gives alkanes. Here we have chloromethane plus hydrogen gives CH4 plus HCl. CH4 is the desired alkane. Let's see the Woods reaction. Alkyl halides on treatment with the sodium metal in dry ethyl solution give higher alkanes. So higher alkanes can be produced by Woods reaction where alkyl halide, here an example is bromomethane on treatment with the sodium metal in presence of dry ether. It will produce ethane. Here Na takes a Br from both the bromomethanes and it forms the NaBr and we get the desired alkane, that is ethane. Another method of preparation is from carboxylic acids. From carboxylic acids by decarboxylation process. The process of elimination of carbon dioxide from a carboxylic acid is called decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means the process of elimination of carbon dioxide from carboxylic acid. That is, for example, sodium ethanoate on reaction with the sodium hydroxide in presence of calcium oxide, CH4 is produced, that is an alkane. In Kolb's electrolytic method, an aqueous solution of sodium or potassium salt of carboxylic acid on electrolysis give alkane. Sodium acetate on electrolysis produces CH3CH3, that is ethane plus CO2 plus H2 plus NaOH is produced. So this is another method of preparation of alkane. Now let us discuss about physical properties of alkanes. First one is alkanes are non-polar molecules. Second one, they are colorless and odorless. So alkanes do not have any color or any smell. They possess weak van der Waals forces. Another property is they possess weak van der Waals forces. Boiling point of alkanes increases with the increase in molecular mass. So boiling point of alkanes will increase with increase in molecular mass. Alkanes can be separated by distillation. They are produced in industry by fractional distillation of petroleum and natural gas. So the main source of hydrocarbons is petroleum and natural gas. Let us move on to the chemical properties. First one, substitution reactions. That is halogenation. The replacement of one or more hydrogen atoms in an organic compound by halogens nitro group or sulfonic acid group is called halogenation. In this, a CH bond is broken and a new CX bond is formed. So here in substitution reactions normally occurs either halogens are substituted or nitro groups are substituted or sulfur groups are substituted. Here we are talking about halogenation where halogen is substituted. What is substitution means? One is being replaced by the another one. First case you see CH4 plus Cl2 in presence of light, it produces CH3Cl where one hydrogen is removed and that hydrogen joined with another chlorine to form HCl. And the second case, that chloromethane, that is the first product, again combines with chlorine, it produces dichloromethane, that is CH2Cl plus HCl. Again this dichloromethane on reacting with the Cl2 in presence of light, it produces trichloromethane plus HCl. And finally trichloromethane will again combines with the Cl2 and the last hydrogen also is removed and it forms a tetrachloromethane, or we can also call it as carbon tetrachloride plus HCl is produced. So children, here step by step removal of hydrogen takes place. In every step, one hydrogen is removed. First we have got chloromethane, then dichloromethane is produced, then trichloromethane is produced, and finally we have got tetrachloromethane or carbon tetrachloride is formed. Let us see the mechanism of these reactions. Halogenation is proceeded via free radical chain mechanism involving 3 steps. First step, initiation. In the initiation step, free radical formation is taking place. That is, first of all, Cl2 in presence of light, it will undergo homolytic fission and Cl free radicals are formed. That is the first step, that is initiation. Second, we move on to the propagation step where free radicals attack the substrates making new molecules and new radicals. So the Cl free radical formed in the first step, in the initiation step, that hits the or attacks the substrate CH4 and it forms a CH3 free radical plus HCl. Now CH3 became the free radical. Now the CH3 free radical catches the another Cl free radical, forms a CH3Cl. That is the propagation step. Now finally we have the termination. Termination means ending of the reaction. Free radicals combines with another free radical and the reaction is terminated. Cl free radical will combine with another Cl free radical to form Cl2. Also, CH3 free radical can combine with the CH3 free radical to form CH3CH3, and CH3 free radical can combine with the Cl free radical to form CH3Cl also. So by that we can end the reaction steps. That is called termination. So children, there are 3 steps involved in the free radical substitution of halogenation reaction. That is, first step is initiation step, then we have propagation, and finally we have the termination step. Next we shall discuss about another property of alkanes, that is combustion. At high temperatures, alkanes combust, that is they undergo combustion reaction at high temperatures, that is reacting with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide and water. CH4 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O, C2H6 plus 7O2 gives 4CO2 plus 6H2O. In these reactions, a lot of heat energy is evolved. Therefore, the reactions are highly exothermic in nature. The general combustion equation for any alkane is CnH2n plus 2, that is alkane, plus 2n plus 1 by 2 O2 gives NCO2 plus n plus 1 H2O. That is the general combustion equation for any alkane. There can be an incomplete combustion also. For example, CH4 plus O2 gives C, that is carbon black plus H2O. Another one is controlled oxidation. Alkanes on heating with air at high pressure and in presence of catalyst gives oxidation products. So apart from combustion, alkanes on heating with air at high pressures and in presence of catalyst, it gives oxidation products. For example, CH4 plus O2 gives methanol in presence of Cu as catalyst and 523 Kelvin at 100 atmospheric pressure. Another one, CH4 plus O2 in presence of MO2O3, it gives methanol plus H2O, and CH3CH3 on reaction with oxygen in presence of CH3COOH twice Mn gives CH3COH, that is, or ethanoic acid is produced. Alkanes having tertiary hydrogen can be oxidized to corresponding alcohols by potassium permanganate. So if there is a tertiary hydrogen present, it can be oxidized to alcohols by potassium permanganate. As you see in the example, CH3 thrice CH can produce 2-methyl propan 2-ol. This reaction proceeds in presence of potassium permanganate, KMnO4. Next we have isomerization reaction. N-alkanes on heating in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride and hydrogen chloride gas isomerizes to branched chain alkanes. For example, N-hexane in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and HCl, it produces two different compounds. One is 2-methyl pentane and another one is 3-methyl pentane. So these are the two isomeric structures formed when N-hexane on heating in presence of anhydrous AlCl3 and HCl. Next we have aromatization reaction, means aromatic compounds can be produced. Alkanes having 6 or more carbon atoms on heating in presence of oxides of vanadium, molybdenum or chromium get dehydrogenated and cyclized to benzene. Means dehydrogenation means hydrogen is removed as well as it turned into cyclic forms. Okay, so here you see CH3, CH2, 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 CH3. That is a 6-membered alkane. That is on reacting or heating in presence of oxides like chromium oxide or vanadium pentoxide or molybdenum oxide, it gets dehydrogenated, means one hydrogen is removed from everyone and it converts to benzene. So this is formation of a aromatic compound, so it is called aromatization. Next, reaction with steam. Methane reacts with steam at 1273 Kelvin in presence of nickel as catalyst to form carbon monoxide and dihydrogen. This method is used for the industrial preparation of hydrogen gas. The reaction is CH4 plus H2O in presence of nickel as catalyst. It produces CO plus H2, in which the product hydrogen formed is actually the method in which we use to produce industrial preparation of dihydrogen. Next we have pyrolysis. Pyrolysis means higher alkanes on heating to a high temperatures decompose into lower alkanes, alkenes, etc. Such a decomposition reaction is called pyrolysis. Here for example, C6H14 on heating at higher temperatures, it can produce varieties of compounds like it can produce C6H12 plus H2, or it can produce C4H8 plus C2H6, or it can also produce C3H6 plus C2H4 plus CH4. So it can produce lower alkanes as well as alkenes or other compounds. So this process in which higher alkanes on heating at higher temperatures decomposes to lower alkanes or alkenes are called pyrolysis. So students, with this we have completed the first part, that is alkanes. In the next module we will discuss about alkenes. Thank you and have a nice day.